Bem-vindos ao nosso espaço, um mergulho profundo nos assuntos mais interessantes de esportes, ciências e temas gerais do momento. Aqui você vai encontrar conteúdo de qualidade, com análises empolgantes e descobertas fascinantes, que vão expandir seus horizontes. Nossa missão é trazer informação relevante de forma dinâmica e descontraída. Queremos que você faça parte dessa jornada incrível de conhecimento e diversão. Se gostar do nosso conteúdo, não esqueça de deixar seu like e se inscrever no canal para não perder nenhuma novidade. Ative o sininho também. Aproveite!
If you love science, don't forget to like and subscribe. Imagine a world 500 million years before the first human looked at the stars. The Earth's oceans were teeming with strange, armored creatures known as trilobites. These ancient arthropods were masters of survival, dominating the seas for nearly 300 million years. But their greatest secret wasn't their armor or their multi-segmented bodies, it was their eyes. While every animal you see today, from the tiniest fly to the massive blue whale, uses soft, organic tissue to focus light, trilobites looked at the world through solid rock. They are the only known animals in the history of life to have evolved lenses made of high-purity calcite crystals. This leads us to the crystal eye paradox. How can a rigid, inorganic mineral provide the complex, sharp vision necessary for survival in a predatory world? To understand why this is so incredible, we first have to talk about the physics of light. Most simple lenses, like a glass marble or a basic magnifying glass, suffer from a flaw called spherical aberration. When light rays pass through a perfectly spherical lens, the rays hitting the edges of the lens refract more sharply than the rays passing through the center. This means they don't meet at a single focal point, resulting in a blurry, distorted image. For a creature trying to spot a predator in the dim light of the Cambrian seas, a blurry image was a death sentence. Humans solved this problem centuries ago by designing complex aspheric lenses, but trilobites had already cracked the code in the Paleozoic era. They didn't just use any calcite, they used a specific crystal orientation. Calcite is naturally birefringent, meaning it usually splits a single beam of light into two, creating a double image. To avoid seeing double, trilobites grew their crystals so that the optical axis was perfectly aligned with the direction of incoming light. But even with clear light, the spherical aberration remained. The solution found in species like Dalmatiana socialis is nothing short of a mathematical miracle. These trilobites evolved what physicists call a doublet lens. In the 17th century, the great scientists René Descartes and Trilobites independently calculated the exact shapes required for a two-part lens to eliminate spherical aberration. They discovered that by joining two materials with different refractive indices along a specific wavy or W-shaped curve, light would converge perfectly. Unbelievably, trilobites had been using this exact geometric configuration for hundreds of millions of years. Inside each of their tiny eye facets, a top layer of calcite was bonded to an internal layer probably made of magnesium-rich chitin. The interface between these two layers was shaped exactly like the Huygens-Descartes lens. This allowed the trilobite to have a depth of field that is nearly impossible for modern cameras to replicate. They could focus on a prey item just millimeters from their face while simultaneously monitoring a predator moving in the distance, all through the same lens, with zero distortion. This optical perfection allowed trilobites to fill every niche in the ancient ocean. Some had thousands of tiny lenses arranged in a panoramic view, giving them 360-degree vision. Others had huge, bulbous eyes that allowed them to see in the near pitch-black depths of the deep sea. The transition from soft-bodied organisms to trilobites marked the beginning of the evolutionary arms race, and it was their crystal vision that gave them the upper hand. But why did they use stone? Organic lenses, like ours, can change shape to focus. A trilobite's eye was rigid. Once it was grown, the focus was fixed. This suggests that the trilobite's visual system was hardwired for the specific environment they lived in. It was a trade-off. They gave up the flexibility of a soft lens for the extreme durability and mathematical precision of a crystal one. Even after millions of years of fossilization, these lenses remain so clear that researchers can still look through them with microscopes and see the world exactly as a trilobite would have. Today, engineers are looking at the crystal eye paradox to design better technology. We are using Trilobite-inspired optics to create miniature cameras for drones and medical endoscopes that require a massive depth of field without moving parts. These ancient fossils are teaching us that evolution doesn't just produce good enough solutions. Sometimes, it produces the perfect physical limit of what is possible. The next time you look through a camera lens, remember that a humble scavenger on the ocean floor solved the same engineering problems 500 million years ago using nothing but the minerals of the earth. For more incredible facts like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.